Let's get to the Matt Derry situation. If you haven't heard by now, Matt Derry, who is the host of the Locked On Lions podcast, has come out and he has said some inflammatory things about one Jameson Williams. Now, if you know anything about me, you know I am the official keeper of the JMO. Okay, this is my official title. Okay, along with being the Dan Campbell anger translator, I am the official keeper of the JMO. Matt Derry used his platform to complain, to whine, to bemoan the actions of one Jameson Williams. Now, he wasn't bemoaning on the field play that was terrible, or that was bad, or that was inadequate, or that wasn't even decent. He wasn't complaining about Jameson Williams missing a block. He wasn't complaining about Jameson Williams giving up on a play. He wasn't complaining about Jameson Williams being a bad teammate, because he can't complain about any of these things. No. Jameson Williams doesn't miss blocks, doesn't give up on plays, is not a bad teammate. These things are not what JMO is. JMO blocks his ass off. JMO doesn't give up on plays. JMO is a great teammate. So his thing was, hey, his act is running thin or getting tired. What is the act? Well, the act of JMO is to be injured when you are drafted, but we traded up for you to the number 12. We went back into the first round to get you, okay? But you were injured, so that means you're a bad, horrible human being. Then you had an iffy gambling suspension. Now, the gambling suspension was so dumb that the NFL themselves decided, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and take that from 6 games to 2 games. Now, the timing of when they dropped it from 6 to 2, was a bit silly, but whatever. He had already served 4 of the 6 games. So then he was right away put back into the lineup. He was reinstated immediately. Okay. And then there's the situation where he did get suspended for the performance enhancing substances. And then I guess you could talk about the gun situation. The gun situation, again, is not one of those situations where it's completely black and white. A lot of it is black and white. See what I did there? But the gun situation. Listen, you can talk about being smarter. You could talk about making sure you have everything taken care of and you follow the laws. And I get all of that. 100%. He should know the laws. He should understand them. If he's going to be a gun owner, which he's from St. Louis, which is very much like Detroit, and he's in Detroit now. He carries a gun for protection. He's not like Ja Morant, who carries a gun to be a fake gangster. Let's just call a spade a spade. That's what Ja Morant is doing. That's why he's flashing guns all over IG and TikTok, and that's why he's getting suspended by the NFL for half seasons and things of this nature. I mean, the NBA. So that's the act. Now, this is a guy in Dan Campbell who you've seen the tune change over the couple years that JMO has been there. Remember when he got suspended for the gambling thing and they asked him about JMO and he was like, yeah, he's in the building. He's here. Next question. Right? Very cut to the point. No, you know what I'm saying? He was upset. Since then, all of the other situations, okay? Dan Campbell has been 100% supportive. He has been 100% behind Jameson Williams. Everyone all the players in the locker room have been 100% supportive, 100% behind Jameson Williams. This offseason, Dan Campbell was J-Mo's biggest fan. He's talked about who changed or who improved the most from the time that the last season ended until this point in the off season leading up to training camp. He was being talked about as being the number 2 wide receiver on the team. Lock. There was no other receiver that was going to be the number 2 guy. They moved on from Josh Reynolds, and hopefully Josh Reynolds has a quick recovery. We know he's, I don't know if he's back playing again, but we know he's been at practice and all these things. So, the situation he went through where he was shot and all these things, he was being targeted. It was a coordinated attack on him. But they moved on from Josh Reynolds. And they said, J-Mo's our guy. And J-Mo has talked about the confidence that has instilled in him, and he is balling. So now Matt Derry is in the category of people. And I heard someone else say this before, who have the Oakleys and the Oakley shades and the pickup trucks, as their profile pictures. Because what else is the reason? And I know someone else, myself, who as soon as anything happens with J-Mo, as soon as anything happens where he's in the news or anything that can be considered a misstep or anything that is a misstep, I'm out. I'm done with this kid, blah, 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 blah. But what the thing that no one will say is he's not a kid. No one will say he's got still more maturing to do. Listen, all of us have kids. Most of us that are in this space that are talking, a lot of us that are listening, we all have children. If you have multiple children, not just one, you know that the children develop in different stages at different paths at different times, right? We know this about our kids. Are our kids not people? Are they not human beings that are in society? Because this is what happens with people. People mature at different rates and stages, right? I got 3 kids. Okay. Got a daughter, very mature. I have a son who's right behind her in age, who is still, working on his maturity. This is what happens. So now for Matt Derry to come in and just rain all over J-Mo for a celebration. Yeah, no, I didn't say because he dropped a pass. We were trailing the Jacksonville Jaguars 7-6 with 2 seconds left. J-Mo was wide open all by himself in the end zone. Jared Goff throws a 50-yard bomb, and J-Mo took his eye off of it because he was busy celebrating, looking up in the stands like, yeah, I'm about to catch this and we're about to win and blah, blah, blah. And then he dropped it. That must be what Matt Derry is talking about, right? No, because we beat them 52-6. And J-Mo didn't drop it. Where did J-Mo caught a pass over the middle, as he's done before, and took it 65 yards. And then he paid homage to one of the most iconic celebrations, which was Marshawn Lynch turning around, jumping into the end zone, grabbing his crotch after the Beast Quake run. Matt Derry was so enraged by all of this that he just had to he had to address it, and then he said, I'm done. I'm not going. You know what? Actually, I'm going to talk about it some more because it's bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? If you don't like Jameson Williams, and this is going to go into my other thing because I have to gloat a little bit, and it's going to sound bad. It's going to seem bad, but trust me, I promise you, I'm not a bad person. I promise you, but I just got to do it, okay? Jameson Williams is a player on your team who is filled with dynamism. He is dynamic as they come. He is the most dynamic receiver that we have, because while Amon-Ra is the most technical, the most sound, the surest of hands, Jameson Williams has that thing that you can't coach and you can't teach. It's called speed. He's a 4.2 guy. He will make your defensive coordinator stay up all night trying to figure out how to cover him, because he knows, not just trying to figure out how to cover him because you know how to cover him, but it's the calls within the game. How are we going to game plan? Because there's one time, just one time, if I leave this man one-on-one, it's curtains. It's to the house. We are in trouble. If I don't put a safety over the top and I leave him one-on-one with anybody one time, do I feel safe to be able to do that? Well, Reek Woolen is supposed to be a 4-3 guy, and we saw what happened. We saw what happened in with Seattle, right? It was piecing to the house. Hey, Jameson Williams didn't run the 40 at the combine because he was injured. He might be faster than Xavier Worthy. I'm just saying, he might be a 4.19 guy. I'm just saying, okay? It sounds crazy to think, but it might be true. And we don't know in any official capacity because he was injured. So Jameson Williams is that type of guy on your team. You should be so ecstatic. And the other thing is, right after that game that Matt Derry is so upset about him celebrating, and what if he cracked his head open as he dove into the end zone with his hand on his crotch like Marshawn Lynch. He was out passing out Thanksgiving turkeys with Kirby Joseph, who we're going to talk about in a few minutes here, with Kirby Joseph, to underprivileged families in Detroit. Fun-loving guy on the field and off the field. Big heart, loves himself some Detroit, ingraining himself in the community. Full stop. What are we upset about, Matt Derry? If you came for all the stats and none of the static, if you're trying to keep your Lions news pragmatic, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you can get notified when the Motor City Cats are back at it. And plus, you know you can't get enough of the victory buffs.